Hello everyone, this is Schmoogle here, and we are back in the splendid Rising World demo. Today, I'm going to be showing off the creative tools and attempting to build some form of a canyon. So far, we only have a few terrain tools enabled, and there is sadly no water yet, so I won't be making any pretty lakes or even planting a mighty forest. But good things come to those who wait. I have full trust in the Rising World team to deliver all of that good stuff. Anyhow, the tools work pretty much the same as in the Java version, only a lot better. The smoothing tool really smooths and leaves no unwanted bumps. I think the tool radius is a bit smaller at maximum size, however. I must say, I sure am glad to be sitting on my arse indoors playing video games. It's cold, windy and horrible outside, and I think I would sooner listen to Yoko Ono on repeat for the next 10 years than be out in that horrible shite.
Oi! Schmoogle! What's your f***ing language?
Sorry! Like you can talk. To access the creative mode tools, press the tilde key to bring up the console and type in GN1. And now you'll see a bunch of new buttons. At present, only 2 are fully working. F4, which is the normal game mode, and F5, which is terrain edit mode. F6 will be for placing blocks and trees when the time comes. We are sadly quite limited in textures at the moment, having only one kind of rock, gravel, dirt, snow and grass. But I'm sure even with such a limited palette I can make something with what we have, even if it is just bare bones. Later on I shall also be showing off a few objects that I found and demonstrating the placement and transform controls, but for now, here's a quick overview of the tools. Okay, first up we have the Add and Subtract tool. This does exactly as it says on the tin. It adds lumps of terrain if you left click, and digs holes with a right click. If you press G, you can change the shape of the tool between a circle and a square. Pressing enter will bring you into the flatten mode, which is particularly useful. Right clicking deletes all land above the cursor, left clicking builds up the ground until it reaches cursor height. If you press plus or minus on the number pad, you can increase or decrease the size of the tool. When holding the left button, the column of rock grows towards the camera. Next up we have the Smooth tool. I ain't giving out no prizes for guessing what that does. Yup, it leaves your hillsides looking all smooth and natural. In the previous version it was simply not possible to get a smooth incline to the terrain. However now you can just as easily make a gentle rolling hill as you can bumpy terrain and jagged mountains with clever use of add and subtract with smoothing. Oh, and remember the days of trees being stuck in the air after terraforming? Well, those days are officially past us. Check this out. When I smooth or dig underneath a tree, it falls over. Timber! If you find the current ground beneath your feet to be unsatisfactory, fear not. The paint tool is the answer to all your problems. It has paint in the name, and yep, you guessed it. It allows you to repaint the terrain. There is also a paint roller that can be used to dye items. I'll show more on that later. And last but not least, it's the area tool. This nifty little widget allows us to draw out a box selection, and then you can fill it with whatever terrain you like. Who knows, perhaps you can use it to make an adobe hut or something like that. You can pretty much do anything if you've got the patience. And now, with the tools out of the way, I'm finally going to actually try and build something. From here on I shall speed up the tape and play some tunes, so sit back, roll up a fat one and relax while the rocks come alive before your very eyes. Well, night time is fast approaching, so I better get my arse on home, eh? I've been building all day, and I'm feeling pretty damn tired, I must say. So look, here we have a nice little house up the top here. It's really beautiful, quite posh I would say. But unfortunately it's not my house. Do you really think I could afford something like this? No, sorry. This belongs to some rich bastard who I hope doesn't catch me on his property. But yeah, in fact it's not really a house at all. I just built it as a facade using the animal feeder. So yeah, that's why it's not actually my house. But anyway, moving on. We come back down. We're just going to run along the canyon and onward towards my house. Oh dear, I took damage there. I forgot to put myself in creative mode. That was very stupid of me, wasn't it? Yeah, take a little jog down here. And here we are. We're coming up to my own front door. As you can see, I happen to be a troglodyte. I live in a cave. But yeah, press F to open, and here we go. Welcome to my humble abode. It's all made up with the only building items we have in game at the moment, which is tables, log benches, grandfather clocks, and the animal feeders for the walls up here. And of course I put a bunch of candles everywhere and lanterns and everything else. And if you come through here, this is where I sleep over night time. It's fairly spacious. I mean, I'm sure it could go on the market for quite a lot of money, but I ain't selling this, sorry. Anyway, the reason I came here is to show off a fantastic new tool. We now have a paint roller. I just need to get in the light, but if you right click, it changes the colour of it, just like so. And yeah, I'm just gonna, while I'm on video, gonna start painting the house. So I'm gonna give this a little bit of dark brown just to roughen it up a bit. You know, timbers like these always should look a little bit scuffed. I want it to blend in better with the grandfather clocks. And I guess I'll put a little bit of white on the walls to try and give it a kind of scavenged driftwood, sun-bleached kind of look. Yeah, I mean, there we go. I mean, it just gives it a bit of highlights, makes it look more interesting than having a flat wood texture. It really is a bloody awesome feature, this. I mean, the customization that we're going to be able to do in the future is just, I think it's going to be astounding. It's going to be pretty much as good as working in an actual game engine. Maybe I should be flying here. It's hard to see the colour on this, that's one thing, but that's the only trouble with the shadows. They are beautiful, but they can be very dark in places. But that's not really a problem, is it? I mean, shadows are supposed to be dark, so yeah, bloody good job. Okay, a little bit more white. I think the thing is, I don't want it to be totally white. I just want a few specks here and there, but that's more like it. Perfect. And then, I don't know about the floor. I guess I should do the same for the floor. Just keep the theme intact. The only trouble is, you can't undo this. So if you put too much paint on, you've got to rip out the component and replace it. But yeah, it's still early days, so such things are to be expected, really. But yeah, I mean, I think that's enough to show off the purpose of the paint tool. I've shown off my build. I'll just go back outside now because it's right in the middle of the night. I just want to show off how amazing these lights look. I mean, the only tree we got in the game at the moment is Christmas trees, so I decided to build a forest with Christmas trees, and I seem to have crashed. Oh yay.
Oh, bloody hell. You mean we gotta wait?
Maybe I'm using too many lights, I don't know. I haven't crashed very often in this, I must admit. Anyway, I'll say goodbye for now. I'll play out with a little fly past of this canyon and hope to see you again in my next video. Thank you for watching.